Hey everybody, Jason's back here to do another Golden Oldie review. This time I'm going to change it up again, do a TV show this time. One of my favorite TV shows of all time, and that is Doctor Who. Um, Particularly going to talk about this one here, the first season of the rebooted series, and one that I feel that this particular series and even this particular Doctor, played by Christopher Eccleston, is very underrated. It does not get enough love like the other ones do, and he does not get enough nods to his performance like Tennant or Smith do. And I know his was a very short run. It was only just the one season that he did, but what a season it was. I mean, for a show coming back after essentially being canceled and after the abysmal American movie that was made, and to try to bring this back, a show this beloved, this old. I mean, the original show aired like the day JFK was assassinated, or the day after, and that's how old this show is. So to bring this back and to do it so well, with watching it, had to have been just a shoestring budget. The effects, you can tell, are just from a weak budget, but it does get better as the show goes on. In the later seasons, it gets better CG and everything. But the hats off to Christopher Eccleston in this show. His performance as the Doctor, he is so good and so entertaining. When I first got into this show, admittedly, was in the Matt Smith era. It's when I first started. I'd always heard about it, even during David Tennant's run, I'd heard about the show. Caught a few little snippets here and there on Sci-Fi when they used to air the show. And it intrigued me, but the biggest problem I always had with the show was, where do you start? I mean, you're talking about a show that started back in the 60s. If I watch it, am I going to get lost? Do I have to start in the 60s? Do I have to go all the way back to the very beginning to understand what's going on? And you don't. You really don't with this one. If you have a base understanding of the show, that, hey, the Doctor's a time-traveling alien who, if he's mortally injured, regenerates into a new body, that's about all you need to know. That's it. You know that. You can get in. You can start watching at this season if you've wanted to get into the show like I had. And when that was finally explained to me, I jumped right in and I started with it. And from the very beginning, Eccleston was amazing. Um, of course, David Tennant and Matt Smith get all the love from the general audience about their performances as the Doctors, but Eccleston doesn't. For some reason, you just don't hear a lot of people talk about him. And yes, it might be because it's just one season, or the rumors that he was just incredibly difficult to work with, and that's why he left after one season. There's many rumors. Nothing's ever been confirmed, but he was amazing. And when I was watching this, I was sitting here thinking, I was like, how is Tennant and Smith going to beat him? Because I had loved his performance as the Doctor. He was so good. He was so funny in so many scenes that it was just amazing. And I was really saddened to see that he was just only in this one season. I wish he'd come back for the anniversary one that they did not too long ago, but he didn't, for, again, numerous rumored reasons. Nothing confirmed, but he was amazing. He was so funny. It was so entertaining. And the emotions that it runs through are so good. The one episode in particular that'll really get you is the one. It's one of the early episodes, but it's the Dalek episode, if you see it. And just to see the emotion that Eccleston does in that, the hatred, the anger, and then realizing that he has all this anger towards the Daleks and what they did, that's where you see it. You see just how good of a performance he gives in that episode in particular. And not to downplay any of the other episodes, because there's so many of them that are good. Um, and of course you got, Rose Tyler, played by Billy. She's good. And, of course she carries over into David Tennant's run. But it was Eccleston that stole the season. I mean, of course, he was being the Doctor. He's going to be the main focus, and he was good, even from his first scenes in the show, all the way up until the end when he knows he's regenerating. He's still really good, really funny. And if you've ever wanted to get into Doctor Who, this is the season to jump in. You don't need to really see the old stuff. You can jump right into this one, and you won't get lost if you know a basic understanding of the show, which like I explained earlier, he's a time-traveling alien. He's from the planet Gallifrey. When he's mortally wounded, he regenerates. He has 2 hearts. There you go. That's all you need to know, and you can jump right into this. So if you've ever really wanted to get into the show, this is the season to start it, and you'll be in for a good ride going into David Tennant's, Matt Smith's, and even Peter Capaldi's seasons, which are the ones going on right now. They're all good, and this is where it starts. And also, actually, one of my next ones I'll be doing is actually the newest season of Capaldi's, season 9, I think it is, which just came out not too long ago, and I finally had a chance to finish it all. I'll be going into that review a little bit later. Probably tomorrow is when I'll do that one. But for today, going over this one, it's fantastic. Nice little pun there for those who have seen it. But that's it. Go watch it. You'll love it. You used to be able to find the show on Netflix and Hulu, but they took it off. It's right now on Amazon, streaming on Amazon. If you have BBC America, they still play episodes of Doctor Who on there. The show itself, you can get pretty inexpensive on like Amazon or eBay or something like that. But go watch it. If you've always wanted to get into Doctor Who, if you were like me and never knew where to start here, and you'll be in for a good ride from here. So with that, I'll bring this one to an end. So just stay tuned. I'll be doing the next one shortly. And probably actually will also, over the weekend, I'm going to do some summer movie previews, just because we're about to get into the big blockbuster season with all the big movies that come out during the summertime, what to see, what looks good, what probably can be skipped. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be a couple days before I can get all those videos together. So with that, we'll bring this one to an end. Thank you.